Hey friends, good morning. How are you today? It's a Saturday morning, beautiful morning here in New Jersey. I'm down here on the Raritan Canal, going to do a little fishing for a few hours this morning. Now, kind of let me set this up for you real quick. This week we've had 3 days of heavy rain. So I'll kind of show you the area that I'm fishing here. It's here on the canal. You can see the morning's just waking up here, but as you can see, the water's got a heavy stain to it. And the gist of today is I want to show you guys 4 different baits that in my opinion are must-have baits for spring and summer. And the baits that I'm talking about is a bladed swim jig, a swim jig, a topwater walking bait, and a soft jerk bait. So we're going to go over those 4 baits today, and hopefully we'll be able to get on some fish. So stick with me today. Thank you. Hey guys, you know, one of the things that we always try to do here at Joe Owens Custom Baits is when we come down and we do these little fishing trips, you know, whether we're going to a local lake or to, you know, like we are on the canal this morning, one of the things that we always try to do is show you the actual baits that we're fishing. So I just brought a couple of little boxes with me this morning, and keep in mind, we're on the canal right now. Water's got a heavy stain to it. So we're really keeping it simple this morning. I just wanted to come down, throw a few swim jigs, a few bladed swim jigs, and I just brought a few, you know, that I thought would be good colors to use this morning for this stained water. So here, let me show you what we got. Okay, I just brought 8 of them down here. You know, you kind of see, kind of got a red color here, and then you got the purple with the brown. You got a couple of different black and blue options there, and then kind of brighter colors. You got the you got our morning dawn pink type color here. You got a couple of shad colors there, and you know, let me show you one of these baits a little bit closer up. We use a couple of different trailers on these baits. This is a little paddle tail trailer here. When I'm fishing shallower water like this, I typically throw a 3/8 ounce head. I like to throw a paddle tail head. You know, it displaces a lot of water. It's got good bulk, beautiful color schemes. You know, another really great color is, you know, this is a color that we call hot sauce here. And it's got a gold blade on there. Obviously, you got a good quality wide gap hook there. Really good quality color matching segmented trailer there. It's got good bulk, good color, good action on there. But anyway, those are the baits that we're throwing this morning. I'm going to go ahead and tie one of these bladed swim jigs on, and stick with us, see how we do today. Well guys, it just happened. Here's the bait I was just showing you a few minutes ago. One of our beautiful custom swim jig, bladed swim jig trailers, baits here. Just threw this out, so I just turned this camera on. We're going to see. I just threw it out there, and on the very first cast right in front of me, I had a really nice bass follow this up. So we're going to leave this camera on here for a minute and see if he gets an opportunity to just slam this thing. Look how beautiful. There he is right there. This is actually a small one. This is not the fish that just hit this. Look at this little pop belly chunk. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, sweet thing? How's that for calling the shot? Well, there you go, winning combination. A beautiful little largemouth bass and Joe Owens Custom Baits bladed swim jig. Mwah. Thank you, darling. That's the first fish of the morning, but that is absolutely not the bass that followed it up on the cast before that. It looked to be 4 or 5 pounds, so I immediately turned the camera on to try to give you guys some footage. Again, the whole key, guys, especially in stained water, when you're fishing our bladed swim jigs, just slow roll them, just like a spinnerbait. See that? Look how beautiful that bait is. Look at that. Can you see that? Can you see how beautiful that bait is? Look at the vibration that thing is putting off. Perfect swimming action, beautiful action tail there, quality custom components made right here in the United States. What else could you ask for? As long as I'm throwing out a sound bite here, you know, little tidbit for our company. Keep in mind that on every order we offer free nationwide shipping. We will ship it right to your door. It doesn't cost you a penny. Wow, that's a fun way to start the morning right there. Okay, so we will put our bladed swim jig back on here. We're going to move down the bank here just a little bit. And while I'm standing here, let me show you the other bait that we're fishing here this morning. Starting off, this is our citrus colored swim jig here. Now I want you to notice that I trimmed this weed guard out a little bit. You see how the weed guard's been fanned out here just a little bit? And look at this. Look how easy that comes down. Got the beautiful citrus color, and I put this on this morning specifically this color combination for stained water. This is just a fantastic color, and I can't even tell you how many giant bass I've caught on this thing. I mean, just a boatload. But anyway, let's conserve some battery. I'll go ahead and shut this off, and hopefully we'll get back on them here in a few minutes. Morning there, Goose Goose. How are you? Aren't they beautiful? You know, those of you that know me know that one of my biggest passions in life is archery hunting, specifically elk. Something that I've been doing most of my adult life, being a guy that was born and raised in the West. And I've been able to harvest 24 bull elk with my bow. And boy, our family loves elk meat. But I'll tell you, when it comes to hunting, you know, I know a lot of people hunt those geese, but there's just something about them that is so beautiful and so regal to me that is just an animal that I just couldn't bring myself to hunt it, no matter how good they taste. But come on, let's get us another bass here. Let's get going. What a pretty time of day. I love getting out early like this. You know, the day's just waking up. It's nice and it's kind of quiet, and kind of gives you, you know, time to think and kind of reminisce in life, you know, about what really matters and what's really important. And you know, seems that all of us today, you know, everybody's got so many stresses and everybody's so busy all the time that you're just, you know, rush, go, 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 go. Ooh, there was a fish come up right behind that. That fish just come up right behind that, right in front of me. I didn't see the fish, but I could see the swirl behind the bait. So I don't know, maybe we'll get a second fish here for you guys on camera. Hopefully it'll be about 2 feet long with a big old mouth and a great big bad attitude. Man, that's a good looking bait. Wow. Okay, let's we're gonna put this swim jig on. If that fish followed that and didn't hit it, maybe it didn't like the color, maybe the action was just a little bit off for that. So we'll throw our swim jig out there and let him have a look, see how he does. You know, one of the things when you're fishing these swim jigs, you want to fish them so like a bladed swim jig. But yeah, for you know, I noticed when a lot of guys fish swim jigs that they're like constantly shaking them. Ooh, oh crap! You see that? You see the? Oh man! Gosh darn, that was a good fish. Holy crap! Right in front of me. Wow. Okay, there's the action in the pudding, guys, right there. I mean, you've seen it right there. That fish slammed that right in front of me. That was a good fish too. Gosh darn it! But gosh darn it! But one of the things that I was trying to tell you, and I think it's really important, see the bait? See how good the bait looks? Let me just kind of flip this out here and show you the way that you want to swim that. Can you see the bait? Okay. A lot of guys, when they're fishing these, what they will do is they'll throw them out there and they'll just wind them back straight and steady. And while you will catch an occasional fish like that, a better way is kind of just periodically give it a twitch a little bit, similar to what you would do with either a crankbait or a spinnerbait. What you're trying to do is just offset that action just a little bit. And what it does is it just creates a little bit of erraticness, kind of a lift drop, periodic shake motion, but you want to keep the bait moving slow. And if you do that, you'll get a lot more bites, and I believe you'll get bigger bites. Darn it. Man, guys, I wish I would have got that fish. You could have seen it. That fish, it was just on for just a second, but you could just feel the dead heavy weight when that fish slammed that bait. And again, that's what happens when you throw quality bait. You get bit. But, all right, let me shut this off and we'll come back to them. Hey guys, Joe Woman's getting back here with you. I found us a nice little bench here, so I wanted to kind of show you something. These are the two baits that I've been fishing this morning. Okay, this is our 3/8 ounce citrus colored bladed, swim jig. It's got a white segmented 4-inch paddle tail trail on there. Just great action, great bait. We never landed a fish with this, but we had 2 fish hit it. So I think maybe the color on that might be just a little bit off, so I'm going to change it. And then this is the bait here. We caught 1 fish on this, and we had another fish on. This is our hot sauce colored 3/8 ounce bladed swim jig. But yeah, you know, with the sun starting to come out and the day starting to wake up a little bit, the light angle in the water and the light penetration is going to change a little bit. So I want to tone it down just a little bit. So I'm going to show you. I'm still throwing the same baits because I know that the baits are right for this time of year. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color on them, and I'm going to show you the colors that I'm changing them. So we're going from this color here on the swim jig, And then we're going to throw, this is called our bull brim color here. Now you notice that weed guard right there is a little bit thick, so I'll take some scissors and I'll cut a few strands right out of the front of this weed guard to make it more flexible there. You don't want to cut the length off it because all you do is make the weed guard stiffer. But you notice the two differences here. One, the color here is more subtle, and two, it's got a smaller paddle tail trailer on it versus a larger segmented trailer. It's going to give it a little bit more subtle vibration. It's going to blend in better with the light penetration in the water. And then a similar action that I'm taking here on our bladed swim jig. Okay, this is our hot sauce colored one, and this works extremely well in stained water, low light. That's what we caught the fish on this morning. Now this color that I'm going to here, this is called Ice Ice Baby. This is a color that I designed about 10 years ago. And it's just a fantastic clear water color. Catch a lot of fish on it, catch a lot of big fish on it. But instead of having a gold blade, we're going to tone it down a little bit with a more subtle color there on the silver blade. Also notice the skirt itself is not quite as bright. So we're going to put those on and see if these fish will react to that. Thanks for sticking with us this morning. Okay guys, here we are. Oh boy, that sun's coming up. That feels good. Nice warmth. It's so beautiful. All right, I want to show you this bait here. This is one of the finest baits that I ever created. And man, I'm telling you, any bait that is this good, this thing ought to be illegal. This is our 3/8 ounce Joe Owens custom bladed swim jig. Got a silver blade on there. The color of this is a color that I designed, and it's called Ice Ice Baby. Now let me show you this in the water. Let's make a few casts here and show you how great this bait looks. I mean, I'm telling you, this thing is just a dandy bait. I don't even know how many big fish I've caught on this thing. I mean, just an incredible bait. Can you see that in the water? Can you see how awesome that looks? Holy cow, wow. Man, yeah, I'm telling you. It is just an amazing, amazing bait. And it is a bait that will absolutely just trigger violent strikes out of some really good bass. Can you see that? Can you see that thing swimming in the water right there? Look at that action on that thing. Wow. It's an incredibly well-designed bait. And I'm telling you, the color scheme on this bait is absolutely fantastic. I think that I either just hit a branch or I just got tapped there, but you'll notice when you're fishing bladed swim jigs that if you start to fish the bait too fast, you'll feel the vibration of the bait change. It's almost like you lose the vibration, and that's a signal. That's a kind of like mosses on the bait. That's a signal to slow the bait down a little bit. But you'll be fishing this bait just nice and slow like this, and then all of a sudden, just bang, they will just slam it. But coming into a nice looking little area here, and I wanted to throw this out here a few times and see if we could get a fish to show you how delicious this bait is. Wow, man, what a gorgeous bait. Okay, try our bull brim swim jig. Look at the natural color scheme on this. This is a pumpkin. It's brown. It's got just a little bit of black flake in it, little bit of orange, a little bit of red and watermelon there on the paddle tail. Notice that I took scissors and trimmed the weed guard out, so it's extremely flexible, which is what you want. And you know, as far as that goes, on any bait that has a weed guard, I don't care if it's a pitching or flipping jig or a swim jig or a bladed swim jig, anything like that. As a general rule, I think that you should probably fan or thin that out. See this bait? See how natural that looks? Now, keep in mind that the area that we're fishing is the primary foraging here for these largemouth bass and for the pike and stuff that are in here is bluegill. So yeah, you want to keep that in mind. You know, you always want to ask yourself what the forage is in a designated area, because it's going to make a difference on the color schemes that you use. You know, these fish are used to eating bluegill, so you want to kind of, as a fly fisherman would say, you want to kind of match that hatch. What a beautiful time of morning. I love being out like this. Okay, well, we got two magic baits. We just haven't found a magic spot with them yet. But all right, let's conserve some battery, guys. I'll shut this thing off and we'll come back to it. I don't know if you guys can see this morning, but you see they got the two pair of geese down here with the beautiful little babies. Somebody correct me, is going to correct me because I think that I'm wrong, but it's either baby geese or baby turkeys that are called jakes. I'm not sure on that, but whatever they are called. They're actually, I think a baby, isn't a baby goose called a gosling? Something like that. I'm not really sure on that, but got the beautiful little flowers here. What a pretty time of morning. Get off that branch. Don't you be stealing my swim jig up there. Come on. Thank you. That's a good looking bait. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised that I haven't been bit on that this morning. It's a good consistent producer for us, but not so far today. Wow. The beautiful geese family there, showing their babies what's going on. Boy, I'll tell you, those geese sure seem to be good parents. Just nice and steady and slow back on these bladed swim jigs. That's all you want to do. I know that I beat that dead horse, but I only continue to say that because so many people that fish bladed swim jigs really just they just fish the bait too fast. By slowing it down, you're going to catch more fish. You're going to catch bigger fish, I promise you. Morning, guys. Boy, those babies are right on their heels. They know mom and dad's got their back. Nature at its finest right there. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, guys, I got a small fish on here. Let's show you what we're doing here. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, not too bad here, but and there you go. Not the biggest fish in town, but nice little healthy chunk. There you go. See what we got there? Thank you, sweet baby. Get back in there. Grow up and enjoy your day. You know, I talked this morning about starting out with 4 baits that you should always have tied on, throughout spring and summer. And the baits that I was talking about specifically are a topwater walking bait. For me, that would mean like a Zara spook, a super spook, something like that. And then the 3 baits that we fished today: the bladed swim jig, the swim jig, and then this little guy here. This is, just as basic as it gets. This is just a little 4-inch white. This particular bait here is a Zoom Super Fluke, and it's just the pearl white color. I fish it on a 4/0 offset hook. And I want you to notice the only thing that's important about this, really, other than making sure that it's rigged straight, is the hook bend right here. You don't want to get the barb, but the hook bend here, you want to bend it out just a little bit so that when you pull this bait up, see how that lays perfectly flat? The hook point right there lays perfectly flat right there. And that will allow the bait to not, with the offset hook, it'll allow the bait to set perfect in the water like this and kind of undulate down like that. And all you want to do is, this fishing this bait is, again, very simple. Just throw it out there like that. And what I like to do is I will fish it on just a semi-slack line. I like to have 3 to 5 inches of slack in my line, and I'll just give it 2 or 3 twitches. You really, really want to watch the water around the bait. You want to watch it for soft boils. You want to watch it for you'll see like the fish move sideways behind the bait when the sun's out. You'll see it better, but you can kind of see the bait there just swimming a little bit. So there's a bait number 3. You got the swim jig, you had the bladed swim jig, now you got the soft jerk bait here. So that's fish number 2 that we've actually got in, and then we had 2 other fish on that have come loose. And you got a young lady there riding her bike this morning on this beautiful day. And again, I'm going to shut this off, conserve some battery, and we'll see how it ends up. Okay, guys, got another brand new color. This is the first day that we are fishing this bait. I designed this bait first off in a swim jig, and more recently in a bladed swim jig, and I want your honest opinions on what you think. This is a color that we are calling Flamingo Flash. Got it 3/8 and 1/2 ounce. Got this beautiful 4-inch ribtail paddle tail worm there. Got a wide gap ultra point hook on there, very sharp, very strong. Got our custom skirt there. Custom blade, just a great looking all-around bait. I love this color scheme. We're going to see how it looks here in just a minute, and we are calling this color here Flamingo Flash. So here we go. Got them in 3/8 and 1/2 ounce. Right there on our website at joeowenscustombaits.com. You can get on there and order anything that you may need. We offer free nationwide shipping. Everything's made right here in the U.S. by yours truly. We back everything with a no questions, 100% guarantee. Boy, I love the feel of that blade. Wow. Looks good. Looks really good. I'm telling you, these bladed swim jigs that we make, honestly, I know it sounds like I'm blowing on my own horn here, and maybe I am a little bit, but you know, wow. The action, the size, the overall look and presentation that you get with these baits is really, honestly, it's just second to none. It's outstanding. You know, when I first started fishing swim jigs, there's a couple out there on the market that, you know, are 13, 14, 15, 16 bucks. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. I bought a couple of them because I wanted to compare them to what we had created. And maybe it's just me. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I'm just going to tell you how I honestly see it. I have no idea why somebody's paying 15 or 16 bucks for a bladed swim jig when you can get a really good swim jig for $7 to $10, depending on the brand that you buy. That's going to catch you, in my opinion, just as many fish and just as big fish. I don't understand why you would spend that extra money, other than the fact that it's, you know, a couple of brand names out there that everybody says, wow, you know, I got to have these. And as fishermen, I think we do that a lot with fishing and hunting gear. You know, I know that when it comes to my hunting gear, especially my clothing, well, we got some animal here in the water. What is that? Oh, it's a baby deer, unfortunately. Gosh darn, that's horrible. But literally 95% of all my hunting clothing is a brand called Kuyu. But the reason why all my hunting gear is Kuyu is because, in my opinion, it's absolutely the very best that money can buy. It will save your life. It will keep you warm. It will keep you dry. It will protect you in the very worst elements that there is out there. In fact, in 2026, my dear friend Ron Niesliak from Cody, Wyoming, and I are going to the Yukon in Alaska on what will be for us a once-in-a-lifetime archery Yukon moose hunt. And we are going to fly into the little village of Bethel up there, and then we're going to catch a shuttle flight out into the middle of nowhere and be dropped off out there with the giant Yukon moose and the grizzly bears and all that the wilds of Alaska has to offer. And then Ron and I are both chomping at the bit, and I found out just a few days ago that my dear friend has been putting in since 1983. And this year, he finally drew a mountain goat tag in his home state of Wyoming. So he is absolutely stoked, and I'm stoked for him. But, come on, Flamingo Flash, do your job out here, baby. Come on. Yeah, big bass, big bass. Come on, come on. I know you want that beautiful bladed swim jig. Jeez, that's a good-looking bait. I'd eat that thing. Little pepper, little cayenne. Throw that thing on the grill for about 2 minutes, roll it over. Ain't nothing better in the morning than Flamingo Flash bladed swim jig, I'll tell you that. Have a piece of toast and either a cup of hot Coke or a big old cold glass of milk. It's mighty fine, that'd go down good. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this, man, I can't believe that didn't get hit there. I'm going to go ahead and shut this camera off because the battery's getting low. And when we get another fish back on, I'll turn it back on. Hey guys, Joe Owens back with you this morning. Boy, look at this beautiful overcast day. It's just gorgeous out here. You know, I told you guys this morning when we started out that I wanted to fish 4 different baits this morning. A soft jerk bait. I also wanted to fish our bladed swim jigs and our regular swim jigs. And kind of a summary so far, we have had 4 fish on, and we have landed and released 3 fish. Actually, we had 5 fish on because I had a really good fish this morning slam it right in front of me. So the 4th bait that I wanted to throw today is some kind of a walking bait. And, excuse me, and what we got here is just a regular Zara spook. Fantastic bait. These things been around forever. I had a guy tell me one time that the Zara spook, original Zara spook, was made back in the 1940s. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I was born in '66, and they've been around a lot longer than I have. Hands down, one of the best walking baits money can throw. They're very economical. You can buy them about anywhere. If you are a bass fisherman or somebody that wants to get into bass fishing and you're looking for an entry-level topwater bait that will catch numbers of fish and really big fish, I would strongly suggest that you get on YouTube, you go to tackle stores, learn everything you can about how to fish, how to properly fish a Zara spook. Once you learn how to walk these baits, you will catch so many fish on these. It's just a great presentation. And a little side note to that, one of the reasons that I like throwing a Zara spook through mid to late spring is even just before bass go on beds, they will absolutely slam these baits. A lot of people don't ever fish them for pre-spawn bass, but they're a good bait for that. But they're a dynamite bait. After a bass spawns out, they go out and they get kind of lethargic and lazy, and they kind of recover from the spawn for, usually like a week or so. And then after that, they get really active, and before they go into their summer structural patterns and start moving out on ledges and humps and creek channels and points and things where they're going to spend the summer, one of the things that they'll do is that when they're coming out of these creeks and out of these bays where they've been spawning, they'll move out to the first area that has some kind of subtle depth or transition drop where it starts to lead to deeper water, and they'll stack up on there and they will gorge themselves on everything that they can eat from anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, and then they'll start moving out on main lake structures. And during that time, depending on the part of the country you're in, could be April, could be May, even into early June, is hands down one of the best times to catch numbers of big bass on this bait. During that time and in that situation, I've actually caught 5 fish limits that weighed 33, 34, 35 pounds when I used to fish tournaments fishing nothing but a Zara spook. So little history there for you, and just an absolute great bait. And let's heave ho and see what we can't do this morning. Throw this baby out there and we'll give it a little fish. And what you want to do when you're walking these, see how it's walking sideways like that? The only way that that bait ever walks sideways like that, this is a little bit hard to do for 2 reasons. One, because I actually need to be throwing this bait on a little bit heavier line. I just forgot to spool up with a heavier line this morning, so that's kind of a drag. The other thing is the area that I'm fishing here, I'm elevated up off the water a little bit, and there's a lot of branches and stuff here. So as I bring the rod tip down in the motion that I need to walk the bait, I'm constantly, hitting little obstructions. But you kind of get the gist there. You can see the bait, and this is not only a great bait to, like I said, to catch numbers of fish. It's a bait that will really catch big fish, and it's a bait that consistently produces as well. And this is absolutely one of the best baits that you can throw throughout the summer time as well. So, well, throw it across here and see what we can't do. There you go. I don't know if you can see this or not. This is not really as easy to try to make this walk in a situation as it would look, and the reason for that's because we got current. So you'll notice that I don't throw the bait out in the middle too much. I'm fishing the edges, because in current the fish will move up along the edges and their position, and they'll be facing into the current always. So had something caught on that. Hey guys, Joe Owens back with you. Thank you for checking out our video this morning of us down around the canal. Kind of a summary just real quick through the 4 different baits that we talked about today. I wish I would have realized how stained that water was. I would have ended up taking a rod rigged up with a spinnerbait, and that would have definitely been a player. I think it would have probably been maybe the best option that we had today. As it turned out, it had 5 fish on. Brought 3 of them to the bank. No real size to any of the fish today, but one of the fish that followed it up was definitely a good fish. I got a good look at that fish, and another fish that hit me felt like it had some good weight to it, but he wasn't on long enough to kind of get the gist. So anyway, thank you for checking out the video. Please check out our online store at joeowenscustombaits.com. As many of you know, we offer free nationwide shipping. Doesn't cost you a penny. Ship it right to your door. We appreciate you guys' business, and we appreciate you supporting our small home-based business. God bless you and your families, and thank you so much.